Welcome to the following presentation of the World Football League on the Replay Sports channel. The regular season has concluded, and it is now time for the playoffs. Good afternoon, everybody. Glenn Walker here in the press box at a very cold BMO Field in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. The thermometer says 16 degrees. Wind is anywhere from 15 to 25 miles an hour, which makes the wind chill about -2. Weather could be a factor today as the Birmingham Americans take on the defending champions, the Toronto Hitmen. Two teams very identical the way their season went this year, with their struggles, and we'll document those as we move through the game. Birmingham making its 11th postseason appearance. They're 9-8 in postseason games, first time back since 2020. And for their last playoff victory, you got to go back to the 2015 Pantheon Bowl. That's the last time the Americans have won a playoff game. Toronto, of course, making its 17th playoff appearance. They are the defending league champions. They have a 12-15 record in postseason games. They have a nice little streak going on here. They have won 4 consecutive games, playoff games, at home here at BMO Field. The last time they lost a playoff game was against the New York Generals back in 2016. As I said, both seasons struggled down the stretch in the 2022 regular season. Birmingham went 2-5 during the second half of the season, and Toronto ended the season on a 2-game losing streak. So, could be interesting football here as we head down to the field. Again, very cold day today here. Weather could be a factor. We prepare for the coin toss. Birmingham's won the toss and they have elected to receive. Back deep to receive for the Americans is McKenzie. And preparing to tee it off here, trying to keep the football set on the tee, is Greg Zerline. He'll be having the wind at his back here as we prepare to kick off the 2022 WFL Playoffs. McKenzie with a short kick return from the 2. He's out to the 30, the 40. Finally spun down at the 42. Let's take a look at that Birmingham lineup for you. Baker Mayfield made the news this week as he was named starter for the Birmingham Americans. He was benched 3 weeks ago in favor of Teddy Bridgewater, but head coach Doug Peterson has decided to go back to the former 2019 number 1 draft pick and, of course, Rookie of the Year from that year. So Mayfield will get the start at quarterback. Running back will be Darrell Henderson. Wide receivers, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, and Mike Williams. You'll notice that Chris Godwin is out. Godwin out with a finger issue. If Birmingham can advance here, they hope to have him later in the playoffs. Tight end will be Harrison Bryant. Offensive line, Sam Cosme at left tackle, Joe Bitonio at guard, Creed Humphrey at center. He'll be taking the place. Right guard, Ezra Cleveland. Right tackle, Donovan Smith. 1st and 10. Birmingham in the all-white uniforms. Blue and red trim, blue numbers, white helmets. They're moving left to right across your screen. Mayfield, pass on 1st down, completes it to Chase at midfield. Tackled by Xavier Howard. And mark the ball exactly at midfield. Let's take a look at that Toronto defense. A lot of injuries along the front line. No Hurst, no Kareem, no Zadarius Smith for today's game. They'll use nickel defense here. Defensive end, Gross Matos and Wormley. Defensive tackles are Dexter Lawrence and Lawrence Guy. Linebackers, Landon Roberts and Vaughn Miller. Defensive backs, Josh Norman. Jordan Fuller, Adrian Amos, Xavier Howard, and Kendall Fuller. 2nd and 2, gain of 8 after the catch by Chase. Mayfield under center. His breath coming out in plumes of smoke. Hands off to Henderson. He's got the first down. He's into Toronto territory. He's at the 40, near the 35, where he's tackled by Amos, the near sideline. A gain of 15 yards for Henderson, 1st and 10. Birmingham runs from a 3 wide receiver, 1 running back set. Mayfield shifts to the pistol. Mayfield back to pass, has time. Looks down near the sideline, completes it to the tight end Bryant. He's got the first down, tackled out of bounds by Amos at the 20. Gain of 14. They'll mark the ball at the 21. Birmingham with a promising opening drive here to start the game off. Mayfield from the gun, back to pass. Good protection, completes a pass to Jefferson at the 5. Tackled by Fuller. It'll be 1st and goal, Birmingham. Take a look at that play again. Definitely replay worthy. The protection Mayfield's getting here early. And Jefferson with the brilliant catch. 1st and goal, Birmingham. Birmingham, 82.4% successful inside the red zone. To give to Henderson, into the line, breaks through the goal line, touchdown Americans. Took them just 5 plays. They benefited, of course, from a great kick return by McKenzie. But Birmingham scores first. As we take a look at that replay again, Henderson with a handoff and in and over the goal line. Touchdown Americans. Gould on to kick the extra point. Wind will be a factor today, and his kick goes wide left. Strike that one up to the wind. 11:59 to go here. Birmingham leads it 6-0. Back to receive the kickoff, Devin Duvernay. Gould kicking into the wind. Gets a nice kickoff. Duvernay is going to down it inside the end zone. That'll be a touchback. Bring it out to the 25-yard line. We'll take a look at that Toronto offense. Justin Herbert, a year ago, Rookie of the Year, Pantheon Bowl MVP, but he has struggled this year. His numbers are down significantly. Quarterback rating around 76%. His interceptions up to about 20. Running backs, Melvin Gordon, H-back Eric Tomlinson. Wide receivers, DJ Moore and Alex Erickson. They're without their tight end, Knox. He's got a rib injury. Jared Cook will be playing tight end for them today. Left tackle will be Ryan Ramczyk. Left guard, Quentin Spain. Center will be Mitch Morse. Right guard, Dalton Risner. Spencer Brown will be at right tackle. First possession for Toronto. They are in the all-black uniforms, blue and white trim, white numbers, black helmets, moving right to left across your screen. Herbert underneath center, calling out the signals. Pitch right to Gordon. Looking for a hole. He might get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Buckner sniffs that one out. Now let's take a look at the Birmingham defense. Your defensive ends are DeForest Buckner and Trey Hendrickson. Defensive tackles, Jonathan Allen and Ashawn Robinson. Your linebackers are Hassan Reddick and Uchenna Nwosu. Defensive backs, they run a nickel package here. Travere Thomas, Malcolm Jenkins, Rashawn Jenkins, Ugo Amadi, and Jalen Ramsey. Three wide receivers set in. Booker in at running back. From the pistol, Herbert over the middle completes it to Tomlinson at the 30. Tackled immediately by Amadi. It's a gain of 6. It'll bring up 3rd and short for Toronto. Empty backfield behind Herbert. 4 wide receiver set. Herbert, with time, over the middle, completes it to Erickson. He's got the first down. He's to the 40. Near the 50, inside Birmingham territory, finally tackled by Jenkins, Malcolm Jenkins. Gain of 25. We'll take a look at that play again on the replay. So far, both quarterbacks getting excellent protection from their offensive lines. Erickson, great catch there. Booker stays in at running back. Herbert, play action. Over the middle, completes it to Moore at the 34. Flag on the play.
Holding, offense, number 66, 10-yard penalty.
And that is Adrian Hill. And holding on Risner, so that'll move Toronto back to their side of the 50. Mark the ball at Toronto 46. Now bring up 1st and 20. Gordon back into the game at running back. 2 wide receiver, 2 tight end set. Moore and Erickson split wide on each side. Draw play to Gordon. He's past the 50, near the 42, where he's brought down by Reddick, a gain of 13 yards. Melvin Gordon is made the all-star team for the Eastern Conference this year. 186 carries, 891 yards, 12 touchdowns. Also valuable as a receiver as well. Now bring up 2nd and 7, 9.5 minutes to go here. First quarter, Birmingham leads at 6-0. Gordon, off tackle left, gets near the first down, flag on the play at the 33.
Holding, offense, number 66, 10-yard penalty.
And Risner called with his second holding penalty on this drive. And again, Toronto backed up to their side of the 50. Ball will be placed at the Toronto 49. Herbert from the pistol. Ball batted down at the line by Hendrickson. They'll bring up 3rd and long. Toronto will empty out the backfield on third down. Moore, Erickson, Brown, and Beasley are the wide receivers. With time, looking, Herbert throws, completes to Erickson at the 40. And he's going to be well short of the first down. It'll be 4th and 5, and Toronto will punt. So 2 huge holding penalties end up hindering Toronto in this opening drive. Bailey back to punt. Felton back to receive. Wind at Toronto's back here in the first quarter. Bailey aiming for the corner. Ball will head out of bounds at the 4-yard line. 8 minutes to go here, first quarter. The Eastern Conference wildcard game between the Birmingham Americans and Toronto. 5 seed versus 4 seed. And since the changes to the playoffs format back in 2000, 4 seed is 30-17 all time in WFL playoff games. Henderson, the lone running back. Mayfield shifts to the pistol. Back to pass. With time. Completes the screen over to Henderson. He's to the 10. He's got the first down. He's to the 20, 25. Fuller finally with the tackle at the 28. A 24-yard gain for Birmingham. Give us to Henderson on 1st and 10. Into the middle of the line. He's to the 35. Tackled by Miller. Gain of 8. Mayfield from the pistol. Back to pass. Over to Chase. Has the first down. A gain of 9. Tackled by Xavier Howard. Mayfield 5 for 5. 71 yards. Give us to Henderson. Straight up the middle. He'll pick up 3. Howard in on the tackle at the 48. Nearing the 5-minute mark of the first quarter. Americans lead at 6-0. Ball at the Birmingham 48. 2nd and 7. Mayfield back to pass. Completes it to Chase at the Toronto 45. Tackled by Howard. We have an injured Toronto player. Von Miller is hurt. Von Miller being helped out to the sidelines. And that does not look good. He's heading straight to the medical tent. We'll try to get a report on him later. David Long will come in to replace Von Miller. Birmingham moving the ball really well so far here early. Mayfield back to pass. Completes it to the tight end Bryant at the 31. First down. Mayfield picking this defense apart here early. Back to pass. And through the hands of Roberts, incomplete. Brings up 2nd and 10. Hand off to Henderson. To the 30. Tackled by Fuller. It's a gain of 1. It'll bring up 3rd and 9. Four wide receiver set in for Birmingham. Mayfield back to pass. Fires. Completes to McKenzie at the 2. Tackled immediately by Fuller. 1st and goal, Birmingham. Incredible catch there by McKenzie. Let's look at that one again. Had to have been three black shirts there. And McKenzie makes the catch. Three tight end set for Birmingham. Mayfield's going to keep this one. Try to sweep around right side. Stretches for the goal line. There's a fumble on the play. Let's see who has the ball. And it's Birmingham ball. They will keep the ball. Birmingham ball. They'll mark the ball at the 1-yard line. So Mayfield tries to do the quarterback keeper there. Lawrence punched the ball out. And it looks like Jefferson had the recovery. Henderson, the lone running back. The give is to Henderson. Tries to dive over the line, but he's met by several black shirts there. Toronto trying to make the goal line stand here. Brings up 3rd and goal. Birmingham will go 3 wide receiver set now. Mayfield will pass. Looking in the end zone. Incomplete. And the Americans will have to settle for 3. Gould on the season. 23 of 25 in the field goal department. This one from about 19 yards. It's up and it's good. Minute 25 to go here in the first quarter, and surprisingly, the Birmingham Americans with a 9-0 lead. Thank you for joining us here on the Replay Sports Channel. It's the WFL 2022 Playoffs. Eastern Conference wildcard game between the Birmingham Americans and the Toronto Hitmen. Temperature is 16 degrees here at BMO Field here on a mid-December Saturday afternoon. Wind chill makes it feel like -2, probably one of the coldest games in WFL history, as Gould prepares to kick this one away. And Duvernay is going to let it go through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 Toronto, starting from their own 25. Herbert changing the play at the line of scrimmage. He's going to pass on first down, and he's dropped and sacked by Allen. And some of the Boo Birds are out. Offensive line for Toronto allowed 42 quarterback sacks. That's near the bottom of the table in the league. They'll put the ball back to the Toronto 17. Herbert to throw on second down. And there was a pass. Yep.
Defense. Number 5. Automatic. First down.
And Jalen Ramsey will get penalized there for the pass interference. Automatic first down. Brown had no chance there. Down to 37 seconds left here in the first quarter. From the pistol, Herbert throws a screen over to Booker. Gets to about the 25, finally brought down by Nwosu. And that looks to be the final play of the first quarter. So it's definitely been interesting, not how we thought it would go. Birmingham with a 9-0 lead here at the end of one. There's your first quarter statistics listed there. Mayfield, 8 of 10, had completed 7 consecutive passes to start the game. And Toronto struggling, only 50 yards of offense to start the game. This is just the beginning, folks, of Wildcard Weekend. After our early game here in Toronto, we head out to Houston, where the Detroit Wheels take on the Houston Roughnecks. They played each other last week. They're going to play each other again here in the wild card round of the playoffs. And then, of course, on Sunday, we've got the Philadelphia Bell taking on the Orlando Apollos, and then the Mexico City Aztecs taking on the San Antonio Commanders. And, of course, the two top-seeded teams in the East, Berlin and Tampa Bay, have the week off. They'll be awaiting the winners of these 2 matchups here in the Eastern Conference. All right, we head back down to the field. 2nd and 8 coming up for Toronto, as they will be throwing into the wind in the start of the second quarter. Herbert back to pass. Completes it to Moore near the first down. I think he's going to be tackled a yard shy. Thomas with a tackle there. So just 3rd and inches there. Gordon back in the game at running back. Try to pick this up. Pick up the first down. Gordon into the right side of the line. He looks like he's got it. 1st and 10, Toronto. Toronto, coached by Ryan Dinwiddie. This is his 2nd season. Of course, first season, kind of hard to beat that. Take a team to 11-3 and take them all the way to a Pantheon Bowl championship. Doug Peterson coaching Birmingham Americans. This is his first season. He's been an offensive coordinator in the league. This is his first time in the playoffs. Gordon will be the lone running back. 2 tight ends set in for Toronto. Herbert over the middle, completes it to Cook at the 40. Finally stopped near the 44. Gain of 9. Despite the cold weather, we have a capacity crowd here at BMO Field. Toronto, 7 out of the last 11 seasons, they have qualified for the playoffs. I formation behind Herbert. Gordon the deep back. He'll get the handoff. Plunges into the right side of the line again. Picks up another first down. Booker comes in to give Gordon a break. Play action. Herbert to pass. Penalty flag on the play as pass overthrows Moore.
Personal foul. Offense. Number 71, 15-yard penalty.
And Ryan Ramjic gets called for a personal foul. Looks like him and Trey Hendrickson were exchanging punches there. And, of course, like the old saying goes, they always catch the second guy. So that will push Toronto back to the 32. 3 penalties, 35 yards on penalties. Gordon back into the game at running back. Screen pass to Gordon. 35, 40, and a little more. Tackled by Nwosu at the 43. And we have received confirmation. Linebacker Von Miller out for the rest of the game. Brings up 2nd and 14. Ball at the Toronto 43. From the pistol, under pressure, safety blitz. Herbert gets it away, completes it to Cook near the Birmingham 45. And it'll bring up 3rd and 2. Gordon back into the game at running back. Man in motion. Gordon will get the handoff into the middle of that line. Struggling second effort. Finally picks up the first down. And immediately Doug Peters going to challenge that one. He thinks he didn't get it.
Upon further review, the runner was stopped short of the first down. No timeout will be charged.
Peterson, 4 out of 9 on challenges this season. So it will bring up 4th and inches. And Dinwiddie tells Herbert to keep the offense out there. Big moment here for Toronto. To give us to Gordon. Up the middle. He has the first down. So on the 11th play of this drive, Toronto moves the chain, keeps the chains moving, as they say. Gordon from the eye, off tackle left to the 35, brought down at the 33 by Hendrickson. This drive has nearly consumed 7 minutes. Started back at their own 25 after the touchback. Gordon back to the sideline for a breather. Booker in at running back. Play action. Herbert throws underneath to Moore near the 22. Trying to look for some room around the defensive back there, but he's brought down by Thomas. Picks up the first down. 9 minutes to go until halftime. Gordon back into the game. No, I'm sorry, Booker will stay. Booker will get the handoff. He's to the 20. And stopped at the 17 by Allen. Long time-consuming drive here by Toronto. One of the areas that Coach Ryan Dinwiddie identified was Birmingham's rushing defense. Birmingham 16th in the league. They allow an average 131 yards a game. Hyde into the game at running back. Carlos Hyde. '15th play of the drive. Herbert in trouble, sacked. There is a penalty flag though.
Holding, offense, number 67, 10-yard penalty.
And the penalty flags for the Toronto offensive line continue. As that penalty will be accepted. Ball's moved back to the Birmingham 23. It'll bring up 3rd and 12. Toronto needs to get to the Birmingham 11 to reach the first down. Empty backfield behind Herbert. Back to pass, under pressure again, gets the ball off to Erickson, complete at the 10, first down. Tackle by Amati. Herbert staying in the pocket there to the last possible moment and getting rid of the ball as we watch the replay there. Safety blitz coming in. And Erickson making the catch. Put the ball at the Birmingham 8-yard line. 7.5 to go here in quarter number 2. Birmingham leads 9-0. 1st and 10 for Toronto. Booker back into the game at running back. Herbert back to pass. Fires into the... Oh, and it's tipped to the line. Buckner bats that one down. Clock stops with 6:44 to go here. Brings up 2nd and goal. Gordon back into the game. Pitch left to Gordon. Looking to try to get around the end there. He's going to be met at the line of scrimmage. Tackled by Nwosu. 3rd and goal. Hyde back into the game at running back. Nope, that's Booker. Sorry. Herbert, back to pass, in trouble, going to try to run for it. 5, touchdown. Justin Herbert, taking matters into his own hands, scores the first points of the day for the Toronto Hitmen. Pocket collapsing around him, squeezes through, and then takes off. Zerline on for the point after. And he hits it right down the middle. 5:51 to go. The Hitmen are on the scoreboard and they only trail by 2. Zerline. Deep kickoff, despite the swirling winds. And it'll be a touchback. First and 10, Birmingham. Ball there on 25. Mayfield, playing in just his 3rd playoff game. Was a starter as a rookie. Injured his ankle in that game. And then in his last playoff game, 2 seasons ago, failed to convert a 3rd and goal in the game against Washington. Hand off to Henderson, off tackle right. Gets to about the 30. Fuller with a stop at the 31. On 2nd and 4, pitch right to Henderson. Gets around the end. He's got the first down at the 35. Tackled by Fuller at the 36. Under 5 minutes to go here until halftime. A low-scoring affair between Birmingham and Toronto. Toronto 12-4 all-time versus Birmingham. They did not play each other this season. The last time they played each other was in 2021. Toronto beat Birmingham here 24-13. Henderson will come out for a rest. Chuba Hubbard will come in as the running back. He'll get the handoff up the middle. He's to the 40, near the 43-yard line where Fuller brings him down. Mayfield under center. Handoff, Hubbard up the middle. He has the first down. He's near midfield. Officially, it's a gain of 5. Ball will be spotted at the Birmingham 48. 3.5 minutes to go now until halftime. And Toronto is going to call timeout. I'll stop the clock with 3 minutes to go. Again, we're just getting the playoffs underway here. Wild card round, or wild card Saturday, we'll have Detroit at Houston. And then tomorrow on Sunday, we have the Philadelphia Bell at the Orlando Apollos. And then cap everything off, Mexico City Aztecs at the San Antonio Commanders. You can catch every playoff game from Wild Card to Pantheon Bowl here on the Replay Sports Channel. Be sure to subscribe. So the timeout over. Toronto seems to have their defensive house in order. If I don't knock my microphone down. Mayfield. Back to pass. Screen to Hubbard. He's to midfield. He's into Toronto territory. He's at the 40. Second effort gets to the 35. A gain of 17 for Hubbard. Birmingham nearly has gained 200 yards so far in the first half. Henderson back into the game at running back. Screen to Henderson. He's to the 30. 25 has first down. 20, 15. Stopped at the 10. Gain of 24. Mayfield on the day. 10 of 12 for 161 yards. And we have come to the 2-minute warning. At halftime, we'll take a quick look at the remaining games here in the wild card round. Just kind of give you a brief little overview. Talk about some coaching changes. Yes, of course, at the end of the regular season, Black Monday came. And we did have some coaches that are no longer with their teams. All coming up at halftime. But first, Birmingham with a 9-7 lead. They have the ball at the Toronto 11. Two tight end formation in for Birmingham. Henderson, the lone running back. Henderson up the middle. He's inside the 10. Tackled by Jones, gain of 2. Birmingham has all 3 of their timeouts. Toronto has 2. Three wide receivers set now in for Birmingham. Mayfield from the pistol. Has time. Fires to the end zone for Chase. Incomplete. And even if he had caught that, he'd have been out of bounds. One foot was out of bounds. Clock stops at the minute 22, 3rd and 8. Mayfield under pressure and is sacked. Long gets the sack, and that'll bring up 4th down. Gould on to attempt the field goal. Another one from short range here. This one from about 29 yards. And it's up and good.
Holding offense, 10-yard penalty.
So a lot of holding calls here today as the field goal's nullified because of the holding penalty. They're going to back him up, back up ball to the 22. This time Gould's kick attempt from 39 yards. Officially, it's 40. Wind in his face, but it's good. So with 38 seconds left, Birmingham with a 12-7 lead. And to start the second half, Toronto's going to get the ball now. They have 38 seconds, 2 timeouts, wind at their back. Let's see what Toronto does here. Short kickoff, return by Duvernay, 20, 30, and he's brought down there. And looks like Toronto's they're gonna do a kneel down here, and they're gonna think about it over halftime. Gonna warm up inside the locker room. And that's going to do it. Both teams hurriedly run to their locker rooms to seek the warmth to get out of the 16-degree weather. As we have reached halftime, Toronto will receive the second half kickoff. Birmingham leads at 12-7. And we're heading to the halftime show here for you on Replay Sports Channel. Again, thank you so much for joining us. Glenn Walker here from the press box, the warm, cozy press box. 16 degrees here in Toronto. It is halftime. We'll take a quick at the statistics here. Birmingham won the toss, had a long kickoff return, which set up a short field for him. Henderson, 5-yard touchdown run, but the point after was no good. Birmingham would follow that up late in the first quarter with a Robbie Gould 20-yard field goal, lead at 9-0. Toronto finally getting things going here late in the second quarter. Herbert taking matters into his own hand with an 8-yard touchdown run, cuts the lead to 2, 9-7. And then just before halftime, Gould tacks on a 40-yard field goal to make it 12-7. There are the numbers. Both quarterbacks having a very good day, despite the wind, despite the cold weather. Birmingham, the surprising team, though, with not just on the scoreboard, but how they've been moving the ball. Penalty-wise, Toronto needs to get a little bit better in that department. All right, so we mentioned this is the opening of Wildcard Weekend. A little bit later today, we're going to have Detroit at Houston. These two teams played each other. last week. And the Houston Roughnecks won that game. So they host each other again. Detroit will be making its 18th playoff appearance. They're 17-14 in the postseason. They lost in the wild card round last year. Houston, as a franchise, making its 25th playoff appearance. That's third most in WFL history. They have a record of 14-22. First time in the playoffs since 2019. So we get to see the veteran Aaron Rodgers taking on the young Joe Burrow. Burrow, a leading candidate. He made the Western Conference All-Star team. He's also a leading candidate, one of the finalists for Offensive Most Valuable Player. Then on Sunday, we have Philadelphia at Orlando. Philadelphia, we were talking about playoff appearances. Washington, of course, who didn't make the playoffs, they have the most. They've qualified 28 times for the playoffs. And Philadelphia won back. This is their 27th playoff appearance, second most in WFL history. They have a 23-21 playoff record. And Mike McCarthy's been the head coach for 4 seasons, and for 4 seasons they have qualified for the playoffs. So knocked out in the Western Conference or the Eastern Conference wild card game last year. They'll be taking on Orlando. Orlando defeated Philadelphia earlier this season, 18-16. It was that game in Week 7 we saw Jimmy Garoppolo get knocked out of the game, and that was the beginning of a very long losing streak for Philadelphia. They didn't win a game until the Week 14 game against New York. They started the season 5-1, go on this long losing streak. They finally win a game at the end of the season, and they managed to hold on to the 6th playoff spot, the wild card spot. So interesting matchup there. Then the final game on Sunday, Mexico City at San Antonio. Mexico City, this will be their first playoff appearance since 2019. For San Antonio, this will be their 15th overall playoff appearance. Their first appearance since 2020. That was the season, of course, San Antonio won the Pantheon Bowl. And it was that Pantheon Bowl the year before, 2019, San Antonio defeated Mexico 19-12 in 2017. That was the game Rafael Bush intercepts the pass, returns at 45 yards. Now, of course, this is also an interesting game between the two quarterbacks. Matthew Stafford used to be the quarterback at San Antonio. Jared Goff used to be the quarterback at Mexico City. Then 2 years ago, they were swapped for each other. So the Stafford-Goff Bowl, if you will. So that'll be coming up later this weekend. So make sure to subscribe to the channel, and of course you can always watch them on demand. We're going to head on out back to the field now. Teams have finished their warm-ups. It is cold here, 16 degrees, -2 with a wind chill. One of the coldest games in WFL history. As Gould kicks this one off, Duvernay's going to have a return. Starts from his own 2. He's to the 20. Gets to the 30. Where he's finally brought down by Reddick. Of course, Ryan Dinwiddie at halftime says they got to cut down on mistakes. But other than that, it's not a bad situation. Booker will start the second half at running back. Gordon on the sideline there, has his helmet on. Booker will get the handoff, off tackle left, to the 35. Brought down by Nwosu after a 6-yard gain. Gordon now checks into the game. Off tackle left, and Gordon's met behind the line of scrimmage for a 1-yard loss. That'll bring up third down. Third down conversions. Toronto 4 of 6 in the first half. Birmingham 1 of 3. Four wide receivers set in for Toronto. Herbert calling out the signals. Back to pass. Completes it to Beasley at the 39. He's got the first down. 41. He's got the first down. Takes a hit by Jenkins there at the end, but Beasley manages to hang on. 1st and 10 for Toronto. I formation behind Herbert. Give to Gordon, off tackle right. He's to the 45. Stopped by Robinson at the 47. Gain of 4. Gordon on the day, 10 carries, 32 yards. Gordon, off tackle right. Penalty flag, stopped by Ramsey near the 50.
Holding, offense, number 87, 10-yard penalty.
And Cook, the tight end, this time gets caught for holding. That'll push Toronto back to the 37. That seems to be a common theme today with the Hitmen. Carlos Hyde into the game at running back. Screen to Hyde. Gets near the 40, where he's gang tackled at about the 41. Gain of 4 brings up 3rd and long for the Hitmen. They're going to need to get to the Birmingham 47 to get a first down. Herbert, with time, looking, fires over the middle for Beasley. Jenkins is all over him. No flag called. Beasley beseeching the referee there, wanting a flag, but none will be given. And that'll bring up 4th down. Bailey on to punt. Felton back to return. Felton standing at about his own 20. Wind behind him. Bailey gets away a good one. And this one will go out of bounds at the Birmingham 26-yard line. 11:01 to go here in the 3rd quarter as the Americans offense take to the field. They lead it 12-7. Mayfield, under center. Play action. He's going to pass. Sets. Fires. Jefferson drops the ball. Wait a second. Peterson is telling the one side judge there that was a catch. He's going to use the challenge flag here.
On the field stands. Incomplete. A timeout will be charged.
Oh, Doug Peterson lost that challenge. Thought he had the catch. So they'll lose a timeout. 2nd and 10, ball at the Birmingham 26. From the pistol this time, Mayfield throws a screen to Henderson. He's to the 30, where he's tackled by Roberts. Mayfield on the day so far, 11 of 15, 165 yards. 3rd and 6 for the Americans. Mayfield changing the play at the line. Back to pass, under pressure. There's a flag on the play. He gets rid of this one, completes it. No, Chase loses it.
Defense, number 97, 5-yard penalty.
So offsides on Gross Matos. That'll move the ball to the Birmingham 35. So now it's just 3rd and 1 for Birmingham. Henderson, the lone running back. Two tight end formation in for Birmingham. Henderson into the line. He's got the first down and a little more. Tackled by Gross Matos at the 41. 1st and 10, Birmingham. And there's a penalty flag before Mayfield can get the play
False
off.
start. Offense. Number 72. 5-yard penalty. Repeat. First down.
And that was on the right guard, Cleveland. A little bit of a flinch there, but they caught it. So it'll be 1st and 15, ball back at the Birmingham 36. 9.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Mayfield completes the screen to Henderson. He's to the 40. Finally dragged down the 43 by Roberts. Now bring up 2nd and 8. Henderson on the day. 4 catches for 59 yards. Leads all Birmingham receivers. Hubbard comes into the game at running back. And Mayfield saw something he didn't like. He calls timeout. Now Birmingham's down to their last timeout. Clock stops with 8:44 to go here in the third quarter. Birmingham leads it 12-7. After the timeout, 2nd and 8. Mayfield from the pistol has time. Completes it to Jefferson near midfield. Tackled by Fuller. They'll mark him down right at the Birmingham 49-yard line. Brings up 3rd and 2. Empty backfield. 4 wide receivers set. Mayfield to pass. Looking. Fires for Jefferson, incomplete. Cannot convert on 3rd down. Forces Birmingham to punt. Boy, that was a missed opportunity there for the Americans. Erickson back to receive the punt from Way. This one's going to go out of bounds near the 15-yard line. 7:59 to go here in the third quarter. Toronto trails by 5, 12-7. High formation behind Herbert. Booker will get the handoff. There's a flag on the play. As Booker gets stopped about the 20.
Holding. Offense. Number 79.
Wow, I think every offensive lineman for Toronto has been called with a holding call tonight. That'll move the ball back to the Toronto 7. Brings up 1st and 18. Herbert, back to pass. Fires underneath the Booker. You get close to the 10, where Nwosu brings him down. Officially gain of 3. Brings up 2nd and 15. A little bit of concern now for the defending WFL champions, the Toronto Hitmen. They trail by 5, still plenty of time. But the offense has been struggling here so far. Herbert back to pass. Looking. Completes to Erickson at the 11. And he's tackled by Jenkins. Just a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 12. Herbert under pressure, gets the pass off. Oh, Erickson lost it. Him and Amadi had a jump ball situation going there, and it goes incomplete. Brings up 4th down. Bailey standing at his own goal line. Felton with an opportunity for a good return here, for good field position, but he can get nothing on the return there. He's stopped immediately at the Birmingham 31. 6:19 to go here. And thank you, Christopher. Appreciate the shout out. Playoff football. We have the defending champion, Toronto Hitman, taking on the Birmingham Americans. And it is a surprise so far. The Americans lead at 12-7. Thank you, all of you watching on the Replay Sports channel. Hit us up with a comment. If you're not a subscriber, please do. You picked a great time of year. Playoffs, where every game counts. Win or go home. That's the time of year we're in. Mayfield under center, and somebody jumped.
False start. Offense. Number 88, 5-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
And again, if you missed it earlier, kickoff temperature 16 degrees here at BMO Field with the wind chill. Wind's about 20-25 miles an hour. Makes it feel like -2. Probably one of the coldest games ever in WFL history. First and 15, ball back at the Birmingham 26 now. Mayfield from the pistol, back to pass. Fires, completes to Ertz. Zach Ertz with his first catch of the day. And it's good for 9 yards. Zach Ertz, selected to the Eastern Conference All-Star team, making his first catch in the playoffs. Mayfield back from the pistol. Screen out to Henderson, and he's tackled immediately by Roberts. I think Toronto is getting on to that screen pass there. Loss of 3 brings up 3rd and 9. 5.5 to go here in the third quarter. A tight contest. Birmingham with a slight edge so far. Empty backfield behind Mayfield. Jefferson, McKenzie, Chase, and Williams are the wide receivers. Mayfield going up to the line, changing the play. Back to the pistol. Clapping for the ball. He gets the ball. Here comes the blitz. Throws. Incomplete to Jefferson. Again, Birmingham cannot convert on 3rd down, and they will be forced to punt. Mayfield having to change the play, and then he's clapping for the ball so they don't get called for the delay of game. Clock management, that seems to be the issue with Birmingham this season. Clock management. 4th down, and Tressway out to punt. Erickson standing at his own 29. Has a chance at a return. He's to the 30. Down to the sideline at the 35. Finally dropped by Jenkins at the 35. 4:44 to go here. Yes, Christopher, I saw your pictures. Those were awesome. I envy you going to the CFL game. I've always wanted to go to a CFL game. Yeah, I've been to Toronto, but I was there the weekend of the Grey Cup. They had the Grey Cup there. It's been a couple of years ago. I was there Saturday of Grey Cup weekend. I got to go to the Hockey Hall of Fame. Where else? We went to this market. We have all these different shops and everything. Is it Kensington Market, I think it's called? I'm in Florida. I live on the west coast of Florida, but I got to go to Toronto a couple of years ago. I'd love to see a CFL game. 1st and 10 for Toronto. Need to get something going here. They have the ball at their own 35. Gordon back into the game at running back. Here comes a blitz. Oh, Herbert nailed by Buckner. And we're hearing some boos from the Toronto fans. Offensive line having their difficulties here in today's game. A 13-yard loss that puts Toronto back at its own 22. 2nd and 23. My, oh my. Herbert from the pistol. Has time. Throws to Moore. Near the 28. Tackled by Thomas. Pickup of 7. Facing a long 3rd and 16. Herbert walks up to the line, changes the play, backed into the pistol, nearly bumps into the man in motion, gets the ball away, fires underneath to Erickson. It's going to be short. Now bring up 4th down. Both teams struggling to convert on 3rd down here in the 3rd quarter. Bailey back to punt. Again, Toronto has the wind at their back here in the 3rd quarter. Felton will take this at his own 19. He's to the 30. Finally stopped at the Birmingham 28. 2:39 to go here in the 3rd quarter of the Eastern Conference Wildcard game between Birmingham and Toronto. Toronto Hitmen, for those of you that don't follow the league, are the defending champions. They are about 17 minutes and change from being eliminated from the playoffs in the opening round. Mayfield breaks the huddle. Temperature, the elements, the cold has to be a factor now as we get into the late stages of the afternoon. Mayfield changes the play again. Back to pass. Fires deep for Jefferson. Incomplete. Tightly covered there by Fuller. Both quarterbacks looking for that knockout punch here. All along the sidelines, you see the players utilizing those heated benches. They've got the parkas out, the capes. Both quarterbacks have got the little hand warmer things wrapped around their waist. It is cold. 2nd and 10. Mayfield back to pass. Blitz picked up by the line. Underneath to Henderson. He's to the 30. 32. Stopped by Roberts. Gain of 4 brings up 3rd and 6. Nearing the 2-minute mark of the 3rd quarter. Mayfield. Blitz coming up the middle. Gets it off in time. Incomplete, but there's a flag on the play.
Pass interference, defense. Number 29, automatic, 1st down.
And Fuller will be called for the DPI. Automatic 1st down for Birmingham. That one you could see from a mile away. ball be marked at the Birmingham 39. 1st and 10, Birmingham. Double tight end formation in for Birmingham. Mayfield back to pass. Over the middle for Ertz, incomplete. Clock stops with 1:41 to go here in the third quarter. Second and 10. Henderson, draw play, gets to the 40. Finally stopped at the 42 by Wormley, a gain of 3 yards. And that'll bring up 3rd and 7. 1.5 to go until the end of the third quarter. Mayfield directing traffic at the line. Claps his hand for the ball. Back to pass. Fires. Completes to Jefferson inside Toronto territory. There's a fumble on the play. Fumble. It's picked up by Toronto. Fuller drills Jefferson. The ball pops out, and Josh Norman with the recovery. Let's watch that one again, folks. Oh, man, the momentum might be turning here for Toronto. Ball pops out. Jefferson can't believe it. 51 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. And Toronto given a lifeline here. Can they take advantage of it? Booker the lone running back behind Herbert. Herbert calling out the plays. Back to pass. Completes to Moore at midfield. Gain of about 5. Herbert now 17 of 21 for 145 yards. Probably have time for one more play. Play action. Herbert plants. He's going to throw. Oh. It was for Brown, but Ramsey rips it out, but cannot hang on to the ball. So it's considered an incomplete pass. That's the last play of the third quarter. No scoring, but I tell you, we had some excitement there. We go into the final 15 minutes, maybe, unless there's overtime. Birmingham with a 5-point lead. Can they dethrone the defending champions here in the wild card round of the WFL playoffs? Third quarter statistics up there on the board for you. Birmingham has been the surprise team so far. Mayfield, coming back from a benching late in the season, has performed well. We are now into the fourth quarter. Toronto, wind in their face now as they begin the fourth quarter. It is 3rd and 5. Ball just inside Birmingham territory. Lights are on here at BMO Field. Herbert in trouble. Forced to scramble. Trying to get to that first down marker. He does, and more. He's to the 40, the 35. Finally tripped up by Ramsey at the Birmingham 34. Gain of 15 yards. Herbert signals the first down. At the end of the third quarter, if you missed it, Jefferson had caught a pass from Mayfield. Ball punched out by Fuller, and Norman with the recovery. Norman and Ramsey, both exchanging pleasantries during the pregame, and they've kind of continued the war of words throughout the game. Herbert trying to lead the comeback here. Back to pass. Fires for Erickson, incomplete. Great coverage there by Jenkins, who jumped the route. Brings up 2nd and 10. Last time the WFL had a team go back-to-back as league champions, you could go all the way back to another Canadian team. That was the BC Cougars, 1990-1991. That's going back a ways. It is hard to do, very hard to do, especially in the free agency era. Very difficult to do. Second and 10, ball to Birmingham 34. Toronto trails by 5. Herbert back to pass. Throws underneath to Brown, completes at the 30. Trying to get to the 25. Ramsey trips him up at the Birmingham 25. 3rd and 1. Toronto going to try to pick up the first down here and keep the drive alive. Gordon, off tackle left, has the first down. Pickup of 3. Gordon on the day, 11 carries for 35 yards. 1st and 10, ball at the Birmingham 22. Pro set, I formation behind Herbert. Gordon, off tackle right, 20, 15, look out, 10, 5, he's into the end zone for a touchdown. Melvin Gordon, 22-yard touchdown run, and Toronto takes their first lead of the day. Gordon was going to be the X factor, the factor back coming into today's game, and here he shows it. Great blocking, great maneuverability there by Gordon, and they score. And head coach Ryan Dinwiddie has decided to go for 2 here. Jumbo package in for Toronto. Give to Gordon. He gets into the end zone. And the Hitmen lead it by 3, 15-12. 12:43 to go in this one. Taking advantage of the Birmingham turnover. 7 plays, 54 yards, taking up 3 minutes and 8 seconds. Gordon, 22-yard touchdown run. And you can really see that Toronto sideline being energized now. Does Birmingham have an answer? Short kickoff. McKenzie will take it at his own 10. He's to the 20, 30, 40. Finally spun down by Baker at the Birmingham 41. Appreciate all of you joining us here on the Replay Sports Channel. It's playoff time. Eastern Conference wildcard game between the Birmingham Americans and the defending champions, the Toronto Hitmen. Henderson, the lone running back behind Mayfield. Pitch left to Henderson, trying to get around the end. And he's met at the line by Guy, and Guy makes sure he gets nothing. Stops at the line of scrimmage. Brings up 2nd and 10. Henderson, 12 carries, 53 yards, but he also has 6 receptions for 60 yards. Mayfield lines up in the pistol this time. Back to pass. Fires, looking for Ertz. But Winovich there to tap it away. Clock stops at 11:42. Yes, Christopher, I agree with you. This is going to be a close game. It's the playoffs. What else do we expect, right? 3rd and 10. The Birmingham needs to get to the Toronto 49. Mayfield breaks the huddle. 4 wide receiver set. Mayfield, back to pass. Looking for Jefferson, incomplete. Fuller, oh, he nearly intercepted that one. Fuller's looking at his hands like, what happened? I almost had that one. So 4th down, and Birmingham will be forced to punt. Erickson standing at about his own 20. Way with the wind at his back. Erickson from his own 5. Gets to about the 15. They'll mark him down at the 14. 11:31 to go. Berlin, the number 1 seed. Tampa Bay, the number 2 seed. They are awaiting winners from today's game and tomorrow's game. More than likely, Toronto wins, and then tomorrow, if Orlando wins, Toronto would be making that flight across the pond to Berlin. But if Birmingham were to win, it might be them. We'll have to see how it shakes out. The 5-4 game is, we always kind of don't know till after the 6-3 game. I formation behind Herbert. 11.5 minutes to go in this one. Hitmen lead by 3. They give us to Gordon. Off tackle right. He's to the 15, the 20. Stopped by Amati. 9 on the carry. Brings up 2nd and 1. Second and 1. Gordon, handoff, off tackle right. And I don't think he got it. Stopped by Robinson. Toronto's going to look at it, and they're not going to challenge it. Brings up 3rd and inches. The ball's just inches away from that 1st down. Gordon, on that 2nd effort, finally gets it. He gets past the 25 and finally brought down at the 27 by Buckner. 1st and 10, Toronto. Gordon, 70 yards on 15 carries so far today. Gordon will head to the sideline for a breather. Booker, the lone running back. Play action. Herbert with time. Completes it to Erickson at the 40. 1st and 10, tackled by Jenkins. They'll mark him at the 41. 1st and 10. 9.5 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. Momentum shifting to Toronto. They had trailed through all 3 quarters, but have seemed to have found their momentum here in the 4th quarter. Gordon back into the game at running back. Screen to Gordon. Picks up 4. Tripped up by Nwosu. That's a great question, Christopher. I'm not sure. I know BMO is a kind of a newer creation. It might be near the site, so yeah, it might be. They might have built over it or redid it. But I think, yeah, when you drive in, yeah, there's BMO, and then downtown you've got what used to be called Sky Dome. They call it something else now. Or Rogers Center, and then you've got the arena where the Maple Leafs play. That's a great city, though. You drive in, it's like amazing. 8:47 to go here. 2nd and 6. Birmingham needs a stop or a turnover here. Transfers the ball to Gordon. Near midfield, Ramsey with a stop. Ball at the 49 of Toronto brings up 3rd and 2. Herbert from the pistol. Back to pass. There's a flag on the play. Completes the pass to Cook, but let's see what the result of the flag is.
Personal foul. Offense.
Oh.
Number 79. 15-yard penalty.
And Brown gets called for the offensive penalty. 8 penalties on Toronto for 80 yards. Takes away the first down. They'll move the ball back to the Toronto 34. It'll be 3rd and 17. And Ryan Dinwiddie's about had enough of the officiating. He is giving the side judge there an earful. Toronto empty out the backfield here on 3rd and long. They need to get to the Birmingham 49. It's a long one. Under pressure, Herbert releases it, gets it to Beasley at the 40. Nowhere near close to the first down. Brings up 4th and 9. And punting situation for Toronto. And nobody has left here. Despite the cold weather, no one has left. This is going to come down to the wire. Bailey gets the kick away, trying to aim for the sideline. It'll head out of bounds at the 24. Not a great kick. Only 34 yards on the kick. Clock stops with 6:39 left to go. Birmingham only trails by 3. Birmingham has 1 timeout. Toronto has all 3 of theirs. Mayfield sets up in the pistol. Henderson, the lone running back. Throws the screen out to Henderson. He's got some room to run. 25, 30, first down, 35, 40. Roberts finally grabs the ankle, brings him down at the 41. A gain of 17. Henderson, 7 catches for 77 yards. He has been a huge factor for Birmingham's offense today. Mayfield moves under center. Handoff to Henderson. Muscles his way to the 45. Stopped at the 46 by Fuller. Gain of 5. 13 carries, 58 yards on the day. Mayfield back to the pistol. He's going to throw. Fires. Completes to Chase at the 40. Chase holds on to the ball. Spun down by Howard. It's a gain of 16. Nearing the 5-minute mark. Henderson, handoff, off tackle left, gets to the 35. Finally tackled by Fuller at the 34. 4.5 minutes to go. Birmingham has the wind at their back here in the fourth quarter. Robbie Gould, his longest of the year, was from 54 yards out. Penalty flag before the play can be...
False start. Offense. Number 72. 5-yard penalty. Repeat. Second down.
So that'll be on Cleveland. They'll back Birmingham up 5 yards to the Toronto 39. 3:53 to go in this one. 2nd and 11. From the pistol, Mayfield throws, completes to Ertz at the 30. Tackle immediately by Amos. Gain of 8. It'll bring up 3rd and 3. Toronto's defense trying to encourage the fans to stand up, make some noise. They do. Mayfield huddles with the Birmingham offense. They break the huddle. It's getting louder here at BMO Field. From the pistol, Mayfield going to the silent count. Claps his hands, gets the ball, back to pass. Fires, completes to Williams at the 25. He's got the first down, tackled by Surtain. Mark the ball at the Toronto 23, 3:10 to go. They are well within Robbie Gould's field goal range now for the tie. But Birmingham is looking for the win and the knockout blow against the defending league champions. Mayfield, back to pass, looking, completes it to Bryant at the 20. He's to the 25, tackled by Amos. They're going to mark him down at the 16. He stepped out of bounds. Clock stops with 2:27. Remember, we have the 2-minute warning. Toronto has 3 timeouts. Birmingham has 1. Birmingham trails by 3. Draw to Henderson. Gets to about the 16. No gain. And that's going to be the last play before the 2-minute warning. We've got 3rd and 3 coming up. It could be coming down to this play that will determine the outcome of our first playoff game of the 2022 WFL Playoffs. Robbie Gould warming up on the sidelines in case he is needed. Birmingham fans hope he won't be. Birmingham would like to get a first down or a touchdown here. 2 minutes to go. Mayfield huddling up with his offense. They break the huddle. Empty backfield, 4 wide receivers set. Mayfield into the silent count again, gets the ball. Looking, there's a penalty flag on the play. Pass is incomplete for McKenzie.
Holding. Offense. Number 72. 10-yard penalty.
And Toronto will decline the holding penalty. It'll bring up 4th down, and out will come Robbie Gould. Again, just to remind you, winds here 15 to 25 miles an hour. Nothing is automatic here. This will be a 33-yard field goal attempt to tie the game. Gould and the holder are ready. Snap, hold, kick, on its way. It's good. We've got a tie ball game. Minute 49 to go here in regulation. We are tied at 15. Can Toronto mount a comeback? They have all 3 timeouts and a minute 49 left to go. Impressive drive there by the Americans. 10 plays, 60 yards, consuming 4 minutes, 46 seconds. Gould with his 3rd field goal of the afternoon. Now it's Toronto's turn. Can they get a score here, or do we go to overtime? Gould's kickoff into the end zone for a touchback. Toronto will start at their 25. Again, if you missed it earlier, Toronto has won 4 straight playoff games here at BMO. Birmingham has not won a playoff game since 2015. Herbert from the gun. Penalty flag before he can get the playoff.
False start. Offense. Number 79. 5-yard penalty. Repeat. 1st down.
Penalty will back Toronto back to their 20. 1st and 15. Herbert, back to pass. With time, incomplete. Over Beasley's head. Brings up 2nd and 15. Herbert on 2nd and long, back to pass. Penalty flag on the play, completes a short pass to Beasley.
Personal foul. Offense. Number 13.
Oh.
10-yard penalty.
And the wide receiver Erickson gets called for a penalty. That's going to back him up even further to the Toronto 10. Toronto now penalized 10 times for 95 yards. If Toronto does indeed go on to lose this game, the penalties will be the subject of conversation in the postgame. Booker will come in at running back. Herbert changing the play at the line of scrimmage. Gets the snap, back to pass. Completes it to Erickson at the 11. He's not going to get much further. Jenkins pulls him down, gain of 4. Quickly. No huddle offense. Herbert back to pass. And ball intended for more is incomplete. Clock stops with a minute 15. And with 4th and 21, Toronto is going to be forced to punt. And Birmingham will get the opportunity to possess the ball at least one more time. With over a minute to go. Bailey back deep in his end zone to punt. Felton standing near midfield.
Illegal block. Receiving team, 10-yard penalty.
All right, so we had a lot of things happen here. Short kick. Felton catches it, but we have the illegal block. But yet Birmingham still has great field position. They're going to start at their own 47. 69 seconds left in regulation. Birmingham, one timeout left. To get within Gould's range, they need to get near the Toronto 35-yard line. Hold on to your hats. Empty backfield behind Mayfield. In the pistol, back to pass. Has time. Over the middle for McKenzie, incomplete. Norman closely guarding him there. Clock stops with 1:04. I mean, people standing on the edge of their seats here in Toronto. Mayfield on 2nd and long. Back to pass. Drifts to his right. Throws back up against his body for Bryant, but it's incomplete. Brings up 3rd down. 59 seconds left to go. Mayfield with time. Looking. Fires. For Williams, we can't come up with it. Incomplete. And with 52 seconds left, Birmingham will punt the ball away. We could be headed for overtime. Way is back to kick. Erickson at his own 15 to receive. And Way is going to angle this one toward the 20-yard line. They're going to mark it out to 21. No return, but only 45 seconds left. Toronto still has 3 timeouts. And for Zerline, his longest is 52. So again, they need to get somewhere between the 30 and 35-yard line of Birmingham for Gould to have a shot. But again, he will be kicking into the wind. Could be last chance saloon here for Toronto. Four wide receivers. Herbert back to pass. Fires for more, and it's in and out of his hands. Incomplete. Clock stops with 41 seconds. What a way to kick off Wildcard weekend of the 2022 WFL Playoffs, folks. Herbert, pressure in front of him, gets rid of it. But Brown, it's incomplete to Brown. Clock stops with 36 seconds. 3rd and 10. Herbert with time. Looking. Completes it to Moore at the 30. He's to the 35. Finally tackled by Thomas at the 39. Quickly. Timeout is called. 29 seconds left. Toronto picks up the first down. They are at their 39. Again, they need to get between the 30 and 35-yard line of Birmingham for Zerline to have a shot here. 5 wide receivers set in for Toronto now. Herbert, under pressure, evades one pursuer. Oh, and it's almost complete to Bateman. And he thought there was pass interference there, but they're not going to call it. 22 seconds left. They need to get close there now. Oh, but there's a sack. Hendrickson with the sack. Dinwiddie calls timeout. 16 seconds left in regulation. We could be heading for overtime. 3rd and 21. Herbert back to pass. Desperation time here. Completes the pass to Moore. He stopped near the 45 of Toronto. 10 seconds left. They're going to have to use their last timeout here. Toronto uses their last timeout. They did not pick up the first down. It is 4th and 4. 10 seconds left. Herbert's going to heave this one downfield and either hope for a successful touchdown or at least a defensive pass interference here. See what happens. 5 wide receivers in. Changing the play at the line of scrimmage. Herbert in the pocket, back to pass. He's going to sling this one toward Beasley. It's complete. He's to the 25. He's going to be tackled short of the sideline. He cannot get out of bounds. They will not be able to get this one off. They tried to get Zerline out there. Does he get the playoff in time? No. They had Zerline and the kicking team ready to get him out there, but they could not get out there in time for the 42-yard field goal attempt. We are heading to overtime. Whoa. Had an exciting 4th quarter there, and we ended up tied. So now we head to overtime. And Toronto will receive the overtime kick. So we get some extra football here.
Illegal block. Receiving team, 10-yard penalty.
So I didn't see the return there. But they're going to place the ball at the Toronto 22, and that's where Justin Herbert will start. 25 of 36 for 249 yards. High formation. Give us to Gordon up the middle. 25, 30, near the first down, tackled by Ramsey. And they're going to say just missed the first down by a couple inches there. Give it to Gordon on 2nd and short. I don't think he got it. Oh, they did make it. Ramsey on the tackle again. They'll bring up 1st and 10. Ball at the Toronto 32. Play action. Herbert back to pass. And batted down at the line by Hendrickson. Brings up 2nd and 10. give is to Booker. He's met at the line. Now bring up 3rd and 9 for Toronto. We're into overtime in our first playoff game of the 2022 playoffs. Low scoring game, but it has been an exciting one. Herbert under pressure, fires for more, completes at the 40, has the first down, tackled by Thomas. It's a gain of 10 yards. Gordon with the screen. Gets near the 45. Spun down by Nwosu at the 47. Brings up 2nd and 6. Gordon, 18 carries, 84 yards. 3 catches for 19 yards. Herbert back to pass. Underneath to Gordon. Near midfield. And Nwosu with the stop. Gain of 2 is going to bring up 3rd and 4. Herbert changing the play at the line of scrimmage. Back to pass. Looking. Fires deep downfield, completes it to Moore at the 32, where he's tackled immediately by Thomas. Pickup of 20 yards. 1st and 10 Toronto, they're at the Birmingham 31. 10.5 minutes to go here in overtime. Gordon with a handoff. Off tackle left, 25-20. Finally brought down by Nwosu at the 16. A pickup of 15 yards. Nwosu, 10 tackles today. We're under the 10-minute mark here of overtime. Herbert in the pistol. Gordon the lone setback. Fires for the end zone. Completes it to Moore. Touchdown. They were behind for most of the game, but they end up tying it, and in overtime, Herbert finds Moore in the end zone for the touchdown. Toronto will advance. Birmingham gave them a fight, but they go down 21-15 here in the Wildcard Playoff game. MVP of the game, Justin Herbert, finishes the game 30 of 42, 301 yards, 1 touchdown. Of course, the big one, 16-yard touchdown pass to Moore. Wow, we are in for a great playoffs here on the Replay Sports Channel. Again, just a reminder of our upcoming games. Next up, we have Detroit at Houston, and then tomorrow it'll be Philadelphia at Orlando, Mexico City at San Antonio. This is Glenn Walker. Thank you so much for watching this feature presentation of the Replay Sports Channel. Have a great day.